Hi, I'm Hannah Holden and we're here at Leeds Golf Centre to do a head-to-head between the TaylorMade M6 and the Callaway Epic Flash. So let's go test them out and see how they perform on the golf course. So we're out on the course now. I've got the TaylorMade M6 here. We've got it in 9 degrees of loft, so let's give it a hit and see what happens. So I struck that really nicely. It set off straight down the middle. There's a bit of into the wind just off the left, so it's finished just down the right side. It actually went quite high to say there's only 9 degrees of loft on this, so this could affect the difference between how this performs with the Callaway, but let's go grab the Callaway and see what happens. So we've got the Callaway Epic Flash here. This is the Sub-Zero model and we've got it in 10.5 degrees of loft, so let's give it a hit and see how it performs. So again, I've struck that nicely. It's just drawn slightly into the wind and held up against that left to right wind and finished just on the left side of the fairway. The fact it's drawn into the wind and held up against that wind could potentially affect the distance, but there was actually a really nice ball flight. It was slightly lower than the previous one in the M5, which is surprising since this has more loft. So let's head down and see where they finished. So we're down in the fairway now, and as you can see, both balls have finished really similar positions. There's a bit of difference in dispersion, but probably only like 2 yards in difference in distance, if anything. This one on my right is the TaylorMade M6, and this one on the left is the Callaway. So there's really not much difference. So let's go hit some more shots and really test if there's a difference between these clubs. So we've just taken the TaylorMade M6 and the Callaway Epic Flash out onto the course, and I've also taken them onto a launch monitor to get some numbers. Now, as you can see, the TaylorMade didn't fly quite as far, but they were actually both very similar in total distance, so it shows that the TaylorMade's running out a little bit more than the Callaway was, which is flying a bit further. Now at the start I found the Callaway slightly more difficult to hit, but actually once I got going with it, I was hitting at the furthest of the two, and some of my carries were reaching 230, which was nearly 10 yards further than the total carry with the TaylorMade. Having said that, the Callaway was spinning a bit more and going slightly higher, so it just depends what kind of ball flight you're looking for on a golf club, so it's really important to know what suits you, what suits the courses you're playing the most often, and that's probably the really big difference between these two, so it's just important to pick something that's going to suit your game. Overall, I probably preferred the consistency of the Callaway. I was getting a slightly straighter shot with this compared to the TaylorMade, and for me it's really important to keep a driver in play, so that's something that I'm really looking for when I'm picking a driver. But please let us know if you have any comments about these clubs, if you tested them, if there's any information you'd like to know. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we'll see you again soon.